I love New York City. A city with over 8 million inhabitants, spread over 5 boroughs that span 469 square miles. New York City attracts more than 60 million visitors per year looking to feel the history and artistry that this cultural mecca has to offer. And most flock to the world-renowned 13-mile thoroughfare known as Broadway. This long diagonal stretch began as a dirt trail carved by indigenous people as the main north-south route through Manhattan Island. The Dutch colonized the land before the English took control in 1664. The entire city back then was contained in the area we call Wall Street today, lit by candlelight. By the late 1700s, street lamps helped illuminate Broadway, which grew to become the all-night playground. The first theater opened in 1750, and by the 1800s, high society went to operas, while the working class was entertained by vaudeville and burlesque. The first musical was in 1866, and by the 1920s, Broadway reached its peak. And as Hollywood gave birth to movie stars, they'd come to Broadway to be close to their audiences. By the 1970s, a fiscal crisis hit New York especially hard, and Broadway's dark side returned. Run down and dangerous, the middle class fled to the suburbs, bringing on the Great Theater Massacre of 1982, when several of Broadway's historic theaters were torn down. But Broadway would make a comeback. With 41 theaters remaining, the city instituted policies to clean up the entertainment district. Today, the once dark, muddy paths shine so bright that Times Square can actually be seen from space. Considered the pinnacle of live performance anywhere in the world, the best of the best performers come to New York to showcase their talent. I happen to have grown up with one of them, Tony winner Gavin Creel.
My name's Gavin Creel. I am a Broadway performer, a songwriter, a singer, an artist, and I grew up in the beautiful Midwest, Findlay, Ohio. Every time I think about Findlay, I feel like it exists best in like the 50s. It is like a Norman Rockwell kind of vibe. Like it's a community that is interested in one another. Sometimes a little too much, but that's, small town Ohio, we love it. For me, it all started in 5th and 6th grade at the Choir, Glee Club, and Ensemble at Jefferson Elementary School. I was a proud public school educated young man, but I feel like my hometown had something special in the water. It all has to start somewhere for artists, and it's always someone who taught us. And for me, it was these teachers that imprinted their love for the arts on my heart. I remember my sophomore year of high school, I was cast as Sir Sagamore in Camelot. I knew I got bit by the bug. It was when that show ended. I was depressed. The show was fun, the music was great, but it was about the people I was with. We were all in a common, passionate goal to tell a story. I wanted that for a living. I wanted to be a part of that for my life.
I came to the city, had 3 suitcases, $3,000, and a dream. It sounds like something made up, but that's exactly what I had. I didn't know anybody, and I had no job, and I had no way to make money, so I quickly started applying with a fake resume to try to find a restaurant job. And I found a job at a noodle shop. And then I got home that night, and I had been opening the Backstage newspaper and just auditioning. Once in a while, somebody would call back and ask me to come back in. One was this musical, Fame the Musical. I went in, I auditioned, I had a call back. And then I trained at the noodle bar for one night. I went home that night, and my new agent called and said, well, you're never gonna believe this, you got the job. And I thought, I'm the luckiest man alive. And then from that, I started meeting people from that show. I started meeting their friends and their friends. And I started just a little bit feeling like there was a place for me in all this, in this city. It wasn't money, it wasn't the job even. What it is the people. That's what it is. These buildings don't have a heartbeat. The street doesn't have a heartbeat. It's the people coming together to do something, say something, make something, and then give it back.
I asked Gavin if I could meet some of those folks over some lunch at Bond 45 in the heart of the theater district.
When the lights of Broadway were shuttered, the city felt the absence of the restaurants, the hotels, the transportation industry. Like, this really does drive a tremendous amount of the revenue of New York City as a whole. This is a piece of the essential identity of this place. It is the lifeblood of this city as a whole. And there's so much here, but it feeds every artery. It is so important.
I was reading about a study that looked at how when you go to a musical, the audience members' hearts actually sync up, like the beating of hearts like syncs up. Yeah,
that is dark.
That's
right?
beautiful.
And that feels so unique. That doesn't. I don't think that happens when you like watch Netflix. No offense.
Correct.
You know.
Also, there's something for everyone, because when you sit in any theater, not only you're getting a unique experience from that show that they work so hard to put together, you're getting the work of the writers, the lyricists, the lighting people, the sound people, the actors.
That's what I love about it, is that it's this living, breathing organism. It's like a symphony of story. Seeing stories come to life is how we learn what the world is.
I think the biggest barrier is that my world? Am I welcome there? I think that's our work ahead. How do we open up pathways that are going to make people feel like Broadway is me? Because Broadway is nothing without our audiences, period.
You need people. We're people.
Yeah.
We need other people. This is not a person. I don't care how much you're looking at it, it's always going to be the same.
Yeah.
And when you come to any sort of theater, like, how do you not walk away from a show, any show, play or musical, and not have something to talk about?
Yeah.
It starts conversation.
We're gonna talk to the people that are the heartbeat of New York City. Honestly, I kind of want to know what they're seeing and if they thought it was good. If they were like, don't go see that, Gavin, I'll be like, okay, I'll probably go see it anyway. You guys ever go to the theater?
Yes. I love the theater. I feel like it's a place where people could go with their family, have fun, and vibe.
You're just in town to see Broadway? We hit the money. This is the money shot right here. What does this place represent to you in growing up and seeing it on TV and all that good stuff?
It's kind of the center of where all the action is.
I just walked by and I had to stop them because I saw your face and I was like, please edit that out.
You're the best. Give me a hug. Oh my God, I'm a hit. What brings you to New York City?
Broadway.
Do you like to go to Broadway? Do you like to go to off-Broadway? What are the kind of things you like to see?
I like all theater.
I usually come here once a year to see the shows.
Broadway is life.
Yeah?
It's the best play in the world to see musicals.
I'm so excited.
Spending this day with my high school buddy Gavin makes me remember growing up singing and dancing alongside him all those years ago. As a filmmaker, our lives took totally different paths, but being here in New York again, feeling the magic and spirit of live performance everywhere, well, it certainly makes me want to see a Broadway show.
In the face of all these things, in this place so rich and real, in the endlessness and intelligence and art, there's a thrill this great hall brings. There's a now, how should I feel? When this is how I am I meant to start? And I try to see where inspiration hides. All I can do is walk on through. All I can see is what's in front of me.
in here.